So hello everyone. Welcome to today's water cooler chat where we talk about all things Livepeer, whether it's orchestrating, delegating, gatewaying, AI inference, transcoding, developing, anything to do with the Livepeer ecosystem. We're here to ask questions and get answers. So today we have quite a few topics ahead of us, but we're going to kick ourselves off with a Q&A session with Casey, who is the founder of Soulbound TV. Welcome, Casey. Can you give us an introduction as to who you are and what you're building?
Yeah, sure. Thank you for having me. We built a full-featured live streaming platform similar to Twitch with focus on Web3 native elements and interactive features for the streamer to interact with their audience and viewers. We got live just about, I'd say, a month ago. And growing traction. A lot of our user base is in the gaming sector currently, and we have a lot of relationships in gaming now. Um, so that's a quick introduction, and we have any user can create a channel, start streaming immediately. Everything is done through Livepeer Studio currently in the back end. Um, and we're just furiously adding different features to help monetize the content creator and help them get more viewers. So it's been pretty fun.
Yeah, excellent. There's a lot to unpack there, and so we're gonna definitely dive into Soulbound and its goals and technical stack and all these things. But before I do, I want to kind of start from the beginning around yourself. So when did you get into crypto? How did you get into this prior to Soulbound? Where did you originate from?
Yeah, I got started in tech. I say 20 years ago now, and I built my first major company in mobile advertising, and that was around the time when iPhone was just getting launched, and this was even before the App Store even had in-app transactions, and we were pretty early in that space, building out a programmatic platform for buying mobile ad impressions and inventory in real time through a protocol called real-time bidding, RTB for short. And we basically built a self-serve platform for advertisers and agencies or affiliates to create their campaigns and essentially launch their campaign and buy media anywhere in the world for what they're looking for. So we would essentially plug into this RTB protocol from different supply side sources and listen to that traffic. If that traffic specifically had a impression that matched the campaign requirements, we would bid on it, and then if we won, the payload would be executed, and we'd send over the ad assets and payment all in real time. And so we grew that to around 80 million a year in reoccurring revenue and 80 employees. And then so yeah, I exited that around 2017, 2018 and just been dabbling in the crypto space since then. And so Soulbound kind of came about a couple years ago, and it evolved over the lifespan of about 3 years right now into this full-featured, live streaming platform and ecosystem that we've been building out. But it was something a little different 3 years ago. So it's definitely gone through an evolution.
Yeah, definitely. So it sounds like you're a builder. You've built things in the past, and you've exited successfully, and now you're building new things. Um, Soulbound, it kind of has this Web3 ethos kind of to it. Like you got into crypto, you said around 2017. Like, what is the intersection of crypto and Soulbound? Like, is it a means to an end? Is it interesting technology? Do you have a greater mission of giving ownership to people? Like what is that side of integrating, Web3 and Soulbound?
Yeah. So when I got started, I was building. This was not Solon. This is actually a previous company. In 2017, we launched in 2018. It was a music tech company, And the idea around that was we wanted to flip the table on agent music labels and have put the power back into the artist's hands. So, and one way to do that was to um, get money to the artist. And so, if the artist came to the table with, a bank account with 100 to 500K in it immediately, and they're asking the agency for money and a record deal, um, the power and the leverage now lies in the artist's hands versus the label's hand, and we wanted to give them that power to walk away from the deal or get a better deal and leverage that money to get what they want out of the label. And so it was more of a ethos around helping the artist, at which point now is kind of content creator on this side that I'm working on now, um, make more money and using their fan base and fandom to do that. And that product was actually, any artist can launch their own Ethereum based token and just set up a bunch of requirements, launches a token, and the whole platform was really centered around discovery of new music. Around 2018, mid 2018, we killed that product after the market kind of fizzled out and everything imploded. And so I went back into the mobile ad tech space and built another mobile ad network for a couple years and revisited crypto in 2020 and started tinkering around the gaming industry and Web3 gaming specifically, I guess. And we were going to build some middleware for like the metaverse, quote unquote, and helping get users in games through guilds and building out a lot of like bounty type mechanisms for trafficking users into these and specifically guilds into these games which had land assets at that time. So still very new and kind of like that narrative essentially is mostly dead now, but um, and I saw the writing on the wall over time and just started to pivot and evolve the platform. We started to get traction with streaming in some of the products that we had built, and games started to pay us to get streamers to stream and create content for the game. That kind of led to one thing led to another, and we decided around summer last year to just scrap everything we have built and rebuild everything as if we were Twitch in Web3. And how would we interact and how would we build this and what would that look like? And so that comes to where we are today.
Excellent. Yeah, yeah. Lots of deep, Web3 ethos ideas in there, which is very, very cool and cool to see you along that journey in your story. So tell us about Soulbound. So what sets you apart? Like if a user, goes to Soulbound for the first time, what can they expect? What are the goals that are you have compared to traditional Web 2, Twitch or YouTube or any of these places? Like what sets Soulbound apart?
Yeah, so right now, to date, with only like a month, in, um, you go to the platform and I can't, for some reason, I can't share my screen. I would love to share, but I think I need to restart Discord, I think, to share.
I think I can
Um,
give you permissions. I think you don't have permissions.
oh, is that what? Okay.
Hold on.
Okay.
Let me see. Disable video. No. Mute. Control. Call. Message. Roles. What if I do this? Did it pop
Um,
up or do you want to leave and come back?
Let me leave and come back because I could click the share screen button and then it just kind of spins in this little box
Yeah.
thing that
Why don't you leave and come
doesn't.
back and then just see if it'll work?
Okay, I'll be right back.
There we are. Okay, ease out. And hopefully it won't take too long for him to pop back in. Oh, by the way, Marco, meet Marco. AI meet Marco, meet Marco in the chat. We now have two Marcos. I'm going to invite Marco up because now we have 2 Marcos in our
There we go.
ecosystem, so this will be fun.
Hello, Margot.
Hey Marco, nice to meet you.
Right on, right on. We're the C community. We're not the Marco with a K community, which is great.
Yeah, I've never met another Marco before, so now I can finally yell Marco Polo. So yeah, I missed that opportunity.
For me, that was funny in grade one, you know.
Yeah,
But
no,
it's been the bane of our existence.
yes.
Oh, that's great. Okay, cool. Okay, we got Casey back here, and your screen is properly sharing. I'm just gonna bring it up for the recording. Yeah, Casey, tell us what we're looking at, and yeah, bring us through it.
Yeah, so we have a carousel unit right now where you can just kind of scroll through different streamers' current streams. I actually just set this up this weekend. This is my stream right now. I just launched it. I'm actually on a Steam Deck, and I got all of that set up to stream into STV now on a deck. Users, we always obviously have a full screen chat. So we built it very similarly to mimic Twitch, which a lot of streamers already have comfortability with, like Twitch, Kick, Rumble, a few other platforms out there. And so we just wanted to make it easy to set up and easy to stream. So, as we start to onboard more Web2 streamers into the platform and start to interact with our Web3 elements, they already have that familiarity with, how to stream normally. So recently, we've just been adding a lot of features over the platform. So here we have chat, we have views. So who's viewing my stream right now? So I'm the only one viewing my own stream currently. We have a channel page, so you can sort through different channels, who's live. We've been importing agents now into the platform, so we're making a framework, so it's very easy. If you have an entertainment agent or an idle agent or even a game agent, we're setting it up so it's like a one-click add-on into the platform. You start streaming immediately, and now we'll be creating interactivity between the agent as a streamer and chatting with the agent and doing different mechanics with that in the stream or elsewhere on the platform as we have time to add features for that. So, for example, buying their token, using their token to maybe dare the agent or the streamer to do something specifically. And a big thing that we've been adding is prediction market. So right now, any user can create a prediction on any stream. This will also be adding a functionality around daring features, voting features, and other like interactive features that we think about later. But the way that this works currently, I can add a question like, is this like, let's say winner lose this match, really quick, and then I set up 15 minutes. Um, I create the prediction. All of this is on chain, so you can see the transaction submitting, confirming, and then once this gets approved on chain, the prediction will be available for anyone to now bet with. So now it's confirmed. It's all on chain right now. It's all on base, and people can view and predict. Now I cannot predict on this own prediction because I created it. Um, but you can see anyone else who starts to predict, it'll start to show up here. So we just want to start to facilitate more interactivity, and our view as kind of like the next gen Twitch or next gen live streaming platform is we want to focus around interactivity. So not just the streamer chatting and playing the game or doing whatever they're doing with their users, but how can the users and viewers now interact with that streamer and create a little bit more fun elements around that interaction. And so prediction markets and betting is one feature. So we don't see ourselves as a gambling platform or a betting platform. It's more of just adding fun elements into the platform. But yes, this can be real money, and anyone can do anything here. But it's just one of many interactive features that we're going to be building out and facilitating, if that makes sense.
There's a question in chat. Who solves the bets?
Yeah, so right now the Oracle who created, so I solved the bet in this case because I created the prediction. This week we're already starting to test. We have some esport APIs that we have sourced, and we're going to start integrating those APIs. So the prediction will now be solved by the API coming from these from the game itself. So Valorant, League of Legends, Call of Duty, Counter-Strike, etc. So now anyone who does create a prediction, or we could just have predictions automatically being spawned, regardless if there's anyone creating that prediction or not. And those bets can be resolved from the API itself. So soon the oracle will then be the game data itself.
Right. So bigger games, like bigger matches, there'll be some sort of oracle to provide that. But, for in this case, this
Yeah.
streamer has very few viewers, and like obviously there is no one else watching it to make that prediction. So it's just the creator of the prediction gets to solve it, and it's more for fun. Like you said, it's more for fun than it is like a gambling platform where you need that like trusted assumption, right? Is that kind of
For
the
now,
like
yes,
for now?
totally,
Okay.
yeah,
Right, right, right.
yeah. And even when we do add the game APIs, we're not going to market ourselves as gambling and a casino per se. But we will be starting to move towards working with esport teams and seeing what evolves from that. So, for example, 2 weeks ago, we were the official stream partner for Parallel. It's a trading card game, a Web3 trading card game. And they had an in real life event in Vegas, and they gave away a $250,000 that weekend. And so we were the official stream partner for that. All actually, still Livepeer based behind the scenes. And but there was no API setup, right? The predictions were mostly just fun in games. But as we start to build this out and start to work with more esport teams and get more deeply integrated in that space, I guess anything is possible, at that front. But it'll still be one of many interactive features that we're building out.
Great. So you
And
did
yeah.
mention Livepeer. So tell us a little bit about that integration, like what is the tech stack behind this? I know you're using Livepeer Studio. Like what is the reason for going with Livepeer over AWS or other infrastructure providers? Like can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that was a very simple decision for us. Cost is the big reason, and two, it aligns with a Web3 ethos, and um, I don't know what the future holds for I think we have a even bigger vision than what you're looking at now in the platform, and it kind of evolves into decentralized television. And what does that look like if a team or a set of users wants to have their own channel? And it's like you're flipping a channel on your cable network. Well, they can now kind of like power their own channel with a 24/7 content, whether that's live streams or production based content that they're funneling from indie filmmakers or MTVs, like music videos and things like that. And anyone could then just like spawn up their own channel. And if that happens to be on Livepeer, and I'm not even sure how this would work yet, and this is still kind of like bigger vision, pie in the sky ideas. But we just felt like obviously going with everything on the DPIN based side of things just fits into our narrative of a Web3 ethos versus AWS or there's some other platforms that we looked into, but the costs were obviously super high. So right now it's still manageable.
Yeah, definitely. So you're using Livepeer for streaming. I noticed on the platform like there's a lot of like restreaming from Twitch and stuff, right? Is that correct? Or are they just is
Yeah,
it being pulled from Twitch, or are these people also sending it to your ingest? Like how does that work, and why is that happening?
that is just for momentarily as we did our Twitch embed before we did the integration with Livepeer and built our own broadcast studio. We are gonna unplug from them probably end of this month. So right now it's just a nice to have for visually to have like more live streams showing in the platform. but we're definitely unplugging from them. And it's if you've used Twitch, it's become completely unusable and unwatchable because of this, right? Like every time you click a stream on Twitch, you're accosted by these 15, 30-second and 2-minute long ads, and it's just become kind of like unviewable now. And so we're happy to kind of like look at monetizing streamers differently. And I come from a background of ad tech, and so when we're gonna start to like plug into different opportunities on that front, I'm definitely not gonna make it an intrusive experience like Twitch has. And if you kind of like go through Twitch, and even on Reddit on Twitch, they call it adpocalypse right now, because every streamer is their experience and the viewer's experience is kind of like destroyed by interacting with the streamer, watching the streams. You have to watch so many ads for every minute that you watch here, so it's kind of just like a sucky experience. And so which is great for us. And so I'm super excited about the future for what how we're going to start to monetize and create more of an effective solution without having intrusive video ads playing.
Yeah,
But
it's
yeah, so this is just kind of like we use this to kind of build a platform, and now we can just unplug it now that we have everything's fully ready on our side. So
yeah. I know the ads for Twitch have always been a weird point of contention. Like even streamers who don't want to run ads because you get the choice of when to run them as a streamer, I guess, on Twitch, and so a lot of them don't because they're like, oh, I don't want my end user to experience this, right? But apparently, if you don't run ads like at a regular interval, or like if you're not doing, producing that revenue, they actually like screw your algorithm, so they don't even recommend you anymore. So like,
yeah.
there's this weird thing of like, if you want to grow your channel on Twitch, like you have to run ads, or else they like punish you in the algorithm, even though you could have trending content, right? So
Yeah, no, totally. And it sucks as the content creator and Twitch streamer. You're kind of forced to stream 8, 10 hours a day, whether you have any viewers or not as well. And that's in order to keep your affiliate status or your partnership status. And and when as you're streaming, let's say 10 hours a day, how do you have time to go out and find sponsorship deals, or any broker any other opportunities with different games that you're playing or something like that, in order for you to like have some kind of like livable income to keep your job as a streamer. So we're hoping to effectively change that, and really shake it up on that side of things. And I think we're in a good position to do it, and we have a really great foundation that we've built to start working down that road now.
excellent.
Wh-
You go ahead.
What I'm yeah, I was gonna say what I'm showing here is our broadcast studio. Um, we actually have been talking with Eric from Livepeer. We'll be looking at integrating the Daydream set up here. But what this looks like here. So I'm actually streaming from my Steam Deck currently. So this is why that's actually live. So I'll just like equip this, skip this, and log in, blah blah blah. But what you're looking at now is this XP here. So we just sent this to production today, where I'm streaming. And as I stream, I'm earning XP. This will also turn into an airdrop, and of course, any tokens later. But it's an active counter. So if per every minute I stream, I'm earning right now 13.5 XP. And I have a cap of 900 XP per day. We'll be monitoring this and changing this up. But this is going to start to incentivize a lot of streamers and watchers and viewers. And so as you watch streams and engage in streams, you're also earning XP at a different rate, of course. But both rewards are going to be there. And so, I've been streaming for 30 minutes currently. Zero viewers, currently live. And yeah, so, I could create a prediction here. do whatever I want. So, obviously you have your OBS settings through Livepeer. And so if I'm streaming from the Steam Deck currently through OBS on Linux right now.
Excellent. So
Yeah.
you're using Livepeer. You might want to integrate the Daydream, kind of generative, I guess, products that Livepeer is building out, and that could be really cool. What other tech stack are you using in conjunction with like putting this site together? Like, do you incentivize people using Brave rewards so that like you get Web3 rewards for people contributing, or like what other Web3 technology stack are you using within this in conjunction with Livepeer?
Um, right now, it's all Privy is actually the only other one for our login. Otherwise, everything else is completely just home brewed, built in house, and for the most part. So yeah, we're not using Brave or anything yet. That's a good idea though. Um, on the prediction market side, we built all that ourselves, the whole Oracle system, our admin panel. We do everything pretty much in house, and I don't like um, exposing ourselves, I guess, to third parties for the most part, and be dependent upon anyone else for really anything. So that's kind of how our view is.
Yeah, definitely. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Um,
Uh,
yeah. So yeah.
yeah, I'll open it up to the community. Does anyone else have any questions they have for Casey, or want to chime in on what he's displayed, and or yeah, questions you might have? I'll open it up to the community here. In the chat, there's a comment: "Is this a competitor to Abstract Chain?" I'm not sure what that.
Um, yes and no. Um, the big differences right now are abstract. Well, is a chain itself. We don't have our own chain capabilities, but we're thinking about it and what that looks like. I need definitely more resources on our side to kind of like flesh that out. But we're talking through some options right now with different partners to potentially be an L3 on their L2. Um, and that could play out with some interesting use cases like Sonium, for instance, which is Sony's blockchain. We've been discussing opportunities with them, and that could potentially lead us straight into um, being integrated into Sony and the PlayStation itself. So that's something that we're tinkering around with. For Abstract specifically, they have a live streaming platform, and I think that it's great for us that they launched that because that really validates everything that we're doing and what we're building, and brings to light like, okay, like StreamFi and the whole streaming narrative is actually really interesting and really and can be really big, and no one's disrupted that yet, and no one has really built a really solid full featured live streaming platform and building out an ecosystem around it yet. I've seen a lot of different competitors, or a few different competitors in the space, and they're all kind of like, you know, I'd say uh, not as fleshed out, and they seem more of like Abstract is more of a feature with a live streaming tool than a really thought out, great user experience product. And that's what we're really looking to build is, we take pride in our user experience, our design, and building out an ecosystem. So we have a lot more games that we're working with. So we have 100 plus games that we're working with in the Web3 space currently. But of course, you could stream anything, Web2 or Web3. We have a large esport initiative that we're launching. That's with all the, to help fuel like that real-time prediction market stuff if that starts to take off as well. And then just a lot of opportunities around, production quality level streams that we're going to start adding to the platform soon. So we view Abstract Chain or Abstract live streaming platform as just a stream feature that they want to just use to funnel users into their other apps that are potentially building on Abstract. I don't foresee them building out a really strong, like, I don't see them going down the rabbit hole of, everything you can do as a streaming platform, whether that's esports or production quality or music videos and kind of like things like that. So that's kind of like the way that we view it. But we're actually excited about them because it brings, you know, to light Soulbound TV and our narrative and what we're doing over here.
Excellent. Um, if you have any more questions, yeah, throw them in chat. It's probably the best way to ask your question. Um, the a question for you, Casey, I have is, in this call we have, orchestrators, node operators, delegators, developers. We get a whole, you know, swath of people with their own expertise. Like, what can the Livepeer community do for you in the journey to Soulbound success? What do you need from us that we could provide value and help you out?
Um, Great question. We'd love to start working with different partners in your ecosystem, whether that's I guess I don't know what I don't know in terms of maybe a lot of the partners that Livepeer has been curating over the last few years, and for us, amplification and different co-marketing support is super helpful for us, and we're open to integrating or building different tool sets or features that might support what a partner is working on and we're working on, assuming it's very complementary. Very open to that. Um, on the node infrastructure side, we've been thinking about how to add a narrative on our side with nodes and um, what would that look like if we were like an L3 ourselves, and how could we even integrate that with you know operating a node as a channel, and what does that look like? I don't know, but we're super open to it, and right now we're very hungry for ideas and we build really fast, and so we're a team of 20 people, um, and so we're able to execute very well. So right now you're watching actually one of our team members who's in Latin America. He's been building out a lot of our Latin America user base and streamer base. So we got, I guess, members all over the world, and we're ready to do some activations and have some fun together somehow. So I guess I don't know what I don't know. So if anyone wants to message me or you have ideas, feel free to DM me. Telegram is best. Discord, I don't really use Discord as much, but uh, yeah, I'm definitely around, and we're open to opportunities.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's from the node operating side. I mean, we have a wide variety of people with different expertise, and so I think there's a lot of so mostly the people you're going to find in our community, at least in Discord here, are node operators, and special purpose entities that are using treasury funds to build out features or products, to help enhance the Livepeer offering, right? So a lot of like developers probably are just dealing with Livepeer Studio, or I guess they're in this call if you're working on AI, because that's a bit different. But
Hmm.
yeah, like right now, a lot of the SPEs are working on, like I'm helping out the agent SPE, where we're trying to build autonomous live streaming agents using Livepeer, and then we've got other teams building out you know the AI SPE, which is building out like all types of like different AI pipelines, and then you have the transcoding SPE, which is going to be built by Marco, original Marco. What do I call you now? Original? Just we got Marco and AI Marco. Those are two. We got Marco who's building out how we can improve the quality of the streams using the latest codec and various technologies that we can incorporate into from FFmpeg and all these things. So yeah, no, the problem is yeah, there's a lot of people all doing cool things. So we have to make sure
I'll
that
try to jump in more and yeah, be a little bit more active. I know I've been swamped on my end on everything we're doing. On for VTubing, as you mentioned, like AI agents and VTubing, that's one of the big verticals that we're going to start going down, and we'd love to. A big reason why we kind of like built out this broadcast studio is we wanted to start adding VTubing and a marketplace to buy skins, upgrade your skins as a VTuber, and of course, like any of the tech that does motion tracking or whatever. We want to implement it here, so we could just start to add widgets in this broadcast studio that will allow you to obviously equip or be a VTuber and whatever that means and looks and feels like in here and in the future. So if you're working on that anything around that, please reach out. A lot of the things we're not going to be building out ourselves. So we wanted to build this as like the foundation, and then if you have an interesting tool or an interesting like a VTubing application or a marketplace or something, we can figure out how to integrate it and incorporate it here, and we would drop it in here or create like a marketplace for it. And so on that front, we want to be just plugging into basically look at plug and play scenarios. And we want to just become like distribution point for your tech or your VTubing software or skins or something like that.
yeah, very cool. Stream says how your agent framework works. I'm not sure. I don't know if you want to try and answer
Yeah,
that.
so I will drop when that's ready, I'll drop some docs in the Livepeer and disseminate it to you guys somehow. We're currently working with virtuals and we're building out that framework. So right now, if you have a virtuals based agent, you'll be able to integrate it easily. And that also includes like our chat API. So for example, we have this is like one part of this where you can integrate with the chat API. There's a staging server, of course, and production server. Here you'll be able to read all the chats for your agent and then use that to, in whatever way, shape, or form your agent operates. It will be for that. And so we're getting this a little bit more fleshed out, along with like that framework for like a one-click integration, theoretically one-click integration. Right now we're teamed up with virtuals to work on that. So because that's gonna mold into our agent launchpad that we're coming out with soon. So you'll be able to launch your own agent, and then you get cross-listed on virtuals immediately and things like that. So we're starting to build that out. But our first interaction point with this is integrate that agent into the platform, and then we'll spawn agents and then trade agents. So that's kind of like how we're looking at that. But yeah, give me we'll need about a month or so to send you those docs for the agent integration.
Very cool. Very cool. Define got a question about VTubing. Define, do you want to ask a question? Define, are you with us?
Yes, sorry. So I want to ask how Casey views VTubing in his platform, but turns out he answered the question himself. So I will suggest you continue watch our presentation because we'll be working on some stuff regarding VTubing, which is
Awesome.
different from what virtuals do, and it may give you a suggestion. And there is always the opportunity of offering what is being built within the framework as open source for you to use within the Livepeer network.
Cool. Okay. Yeah, I'll stay on it and listen for it. Yeah, we are open to anyone building in that space, and we want to just plug and play that into our broadcast studio.
Sounds really cool, and what you have with what you've been building, very exciting and seems very good work, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Cool. Okay, well, with that, we've been at this for a while. Casey, do you have any other topics or things you want to leave with us while we close out this Q&A session?
No, not really. Yeah, just excited to be here. Thank you for having me on. So just happy to share what we're building and how we can kind of use Livepeer in the future, and anything else that comes out of Livepeer too. So that'd be fun.
Cool. Could you share your are you active on X? Is that kind of your platform that you post the most on? Or what socials
Me
can we
personally,
follow
no,
you?
I'm not active anywhere, unfortunately. But I don't know how to chat in this group.
There's like a
Um,
little button to the if you go to voice channels, there's like an open chat button. It's like a little let's see. It top right also if you're
oh,
there's a
oh,
thing
I
on the
see.
side.
Open chat. Got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So if you want to drop
I
your
will.
socials where people can follow you, and
Yes.
then also I recommend everyone checking out soulbound.tv. Set up an account, go try out your first stream, give some feedback. That'd be much appreciated as a community to give that feedback to people building on us and all these wonderful technologies that we can support too as a community. So go check out the website and follow Soulbound, and yeah, let's support people building on Livepeer.
Awesome. Thank you. I'll drop my Telegram username as well. So
Great. Yeah. So if anyone wants to reach out, then yeah, feel free to reach out to Casey and don't blow up his DMs too much. But yeah, it's cool having you on. Thanks for joining us, Casey.
cool. Thank you for having me. Thanks, Tyne. Bye.
Cheers. You feel free to stick around for a little bit, but we're probably going to do some more deep dive into like Livepeer talk. I'd like to end this because we started late. Sorry, everyone. I forgot there was a time change. I'm in a different time zone, and then the water cooler. So normally it'd be ending in 5 minutes. So let's quickly just go through the topics, and then we'll end it there. So uh, let's quickly start off with just a couple SPE or a couple. Let's see. We have Mayor building the AMP pre-proposal. Mayor, do you want to give us a quick update on what that is? Just a real quick 30-second snippet, and then we'll move on to Rafcast on his SPE. So we'll just do a couple governance things, and then we'll continue on to a couple more technical things. So Mayor, take us away.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, just quick elevator pitch. As you guys know, my first proposal, DGen SPE, was denied. I just dropped the link for the newest amplification, which I thought was cool, Casey said, but it's amplifying the Livepeer ecosystem. It's to enhance everything that all these workflows that AI has been building and the future workflows and what you guys have been building at the AI, the Agent SPE, just really supporting the entire ecosystem and getting the freaking name out there. And that's it, guys. We need it. So go check that out. Love your guys' feedback. I'll leave some comments and look forward to talking about this next week.
Very good. Thank you so much for sharing the link. And yeah, everyone hop in there and follow the proposal process and give your feedback. Next, we have Rafcast. Rafcast, do you want to talk about your SPE?
Sure. Hey, everyone. Just taking a moment to discuss the Refraction Livepeer SPE, also known as the AI Creator Adoption SPE. Really, it's about positioning Livepeer at the forefront of real-time AI streaming that's happening. What we're proposing is to create bi-weekly showcases with established artists using the Livepeer AI tools. I think what was interesting is that we built this SPE around a lot of conversation with various stakeholders, whether it be Rick at the AI SPE, whether it be Eric, Rich, and just understanding what the community needs. And the resounding feedback was, how do we tell and share what Livepeer is doing in the real-time AI um, platform, everything that we're building, especially with the advent of Daydream? How do we showcase this and get more people excited to use it, get more artists involved in it? And so the SPE, which I will share the link to here, really is all about onboarding artists, doing bi-weekly showcases on UFO.fm, getting the streams out there, getting the technology out there, and getting people excited to use it. And as everyone knows, the more people that are using it, the more people are aware of it. The more that the network is used, and the benefits the community overall. So yeah, again, we have a really great traction so far. I think we're at 86% in terms of in favor, but we are, only at 17% voting. So I do encourage you, however you feel about it, vote please. And yeah, if there's any questions, happy to answer those as well on DMs or here on the water cooler chat. That's it.
Yeah, big call out to the orchestrators. Please vote, because this so far is the lowest participation rate we've had with a day left, I think. So right now it's not meeting quorum, and so it's kind of we encourage all orchestrators to go in and vote. Even if you abstain from voting, we still would prefer to have that quorum. So if you haven't done so already, please vote. There's only a day left. I think this is the last round to vote. So um, yeah, I might start messaging orchestrators individually that haven't voted yet. So I know there's been a lot of votes lately, so there's a lot of voter fatigue. But please, orchestrators, it is your role and responsibility to help guide the network and spend treasury funds. So there you go. Stream says, can we introduce our SPE? Sure, Stream. Why don't you, 30 seconds, why don't you do an introduction? Like I said, I don't want to go way over time because we started an hour late, and then I don't want to just keep everyone here. So give us 30 seconds. What is the SPE? And yeah, give us an introduction.
Let's go. Shalom, I'm Liron from Stream. I'm currently trying to finalize an agreement with Define. We have some issues, but inshallah we'll get through it. Stream is the leading streaming platform on Farcaster and Days. You can go live, tip the streamer on any base token, also tip the stream participants. And we are already live with our live stream agent, which is kind of a very limited new Osama, and it's a co-host, and it's still very early, so it can only currently interact with voice and streamer, but inshallah soon it will also be able to see the stream and create and solve prediction bets related to the stream itself. I really liked Casey and what he was doing with Soulbound, so chapeau. And what we're trying to do is to build a launchpad based on the agent SPE. So the pipeline that is related to the visualization and the video will go through the live stream pipelines and supply fees. We already have most of the agent. Again, as I said, you can already go to Stream and try it out. Built on Eliza, but we want to sharpen things out. Go and contact Web2 streamers that we already have some in the platform, and allow anyone to mint his own agent and take it with him wherever he want to, either it's YouTube, Twitch, wherever, and in the way to also be a distribution mechanism for Livepeer. Drop the mic.
Do you have a pre-proposal in the Livepeer forum that you can share the link to? Oh. He quite literally.
Oh, pardon. I will put it in the chat. We have a
good.
forum link.
Excellent. Excellent. Thank you so much. Cool. Okay, let's do 2 more technical topics and then we'll sign off. So maybe give ourselves 5 or 10 more minutes here. Define, you have some updates regarding the agent SPE and what autonomous agents live streaming looks like. Can you give us an update on what you're doing, what you're building, and also the ideas you have?
Sure, guys. So I'm gonna really quickly show you where we are right now, and so we have the full implementation, and we're bundling so that it can be offered on the ELISA framework. Can you see my computer?
Yep. Go ahead.
Perfect. Okay, so this what you see right now. It's an Unreal Engine game, and as a backend, um, yep. And on the backend, we have a new open source framework. It's called Neurosync, which was changed to basically accommodate Livepeer. And now I be running two scripts. I don't want to take too much time, so I will stay out of the tech. I will just explain what it does. It can receive in real time information, and it's also working with tweets. I just need to check some things to see if the Livepeer implementation tweets synergize correctly. But you can basically and it will use the network, and it will send the blend shapes and audio, and it will start interacting with. Now this producing audio, you can't hear it because it's a remote computer. There was a demonstration using tweets for anyone interested. This could be done in real time. It's just showcase, and we're in the process of basically bundling it before sending it to ELISA. So how this works is fairly simple. Neurosync, which is the open source framework we're using, introduced an innovation which basically allow you to have an open source audio to face, which was closed source on NVIDIA, and basically allow you to take a videos, audios and input, and output blend shapes, which is basically where the mouth key points position that you see should be. And they did it open source, and it's really cool. It's becoming increasingly better. The graphics that you see are inferior on what the actual end product is, and you can change whatever. You can put background, you can put full body, you have idle animation, you can have idle body animation, and yeah. So that's about it. And regarding the partnership that Stream.tv mentioned, nothing yet is finalized. So we're still looking into how this can be done, responsibly and with a very good, fine defined scope. And so nothing is finalized yet, and we're still looking in other ways to see what our application is capable of, testing it in various different environments, and putting it in front of a lot of people. So we can talk with Case and with other people about that. So that was the update, guys. Do you have any questions? Do you like it? Any recommendations? Whatever.
Yeah, and I'd also like to point out, like, I'd really love to see this, like, even though she's textured, like, I would love to see like a gray box of, the mouth movement and the character, but then just use Daydream to overlay, a styling, right? I think that's a really cool unlock as well, and I think that could be not only drive a lot of fees to the network, but it could give people super creative like ways of creating their VTuber that's super custom to what they're doing, without having to actually like fully animate the character and build the skins, right? So daydream.live. If it's
Okay, we can try it.
daydream.live. I don't know if will it take input from your computer?
If we use OBS and we use a virtual camera, it should be working.
Oh yeah, you're on this, man. Yeah, let's see. I'm curious as to what, let's see, OBS. Yeah, and you just enable your virtual camera. That's right.
And then
And then you go to daydream.live, and let's see what. Yeah, so to use the cyberpunk. That's yeah. Click that one. Yeah. So let's make that full screen so we can see it. Let's see what it popped out as. There you go.
yeah,
So that's
work.
your. So you can have a gray box behind, and then if you want to just change the prompt to so you can just literally just change the prompt of your kind of whatever you want it to look like, and then it can be doing that in real time. So yeah, it's interesting because now we can just have 3D models in Unreal Engine. It's already backed by everything, and then you can just have Daydream overlay exactly your character. This was the concept I also had for the VTuber.fun website. Was people, instead of uploading an image of the style they want, they could describe the style they want, and that would bring the VTuber to life through Daydream, right? So
When it's cool, I think there's still need to be
oh,
some work,
can you
some
can you
work on the.
can
Yeah.
you give give the agent a prompt? I want to see if their mouth movement um
Ah, yeah. So
follows
It's
nicely in Daydream, because that was a real big concern with people that want to use these agents, is that, or actually VTubers in general, apparently like the software just doesn't do mouth movements very well. So they'll have an overlay of themselves, but like it's just not following their mouth, and so yeah, there you go. Yeah.
yeah. It it follows as you say
So it's not like
perfectly.
yes, but it's a lot of VTuber software. If you watch, like the mouth is just not in sync at all, or really not moving well with the actual person behind it. So that's been a huge point of um, kind of contention, if you will. Not contention, just but yeah. Casey says define create an STV account, add in your OBS key to where you stream, and it's ready to go from our end. Yeah, we can definitely we can restream this Livy agent to Twitch as well as Soulbound. That might be a good idea.
Yeah, definitely. We can try and see what use case each one brings.
Ryan has improved the mouth movement, but we still need to improve it further. Also, the flickering we fixed. Um, so, also the flickering we fixed already, but was not deployed by Ink on the Daydream app. Here's the research features we're going to deploy. Cool. Yeah, I just think like allowing people just have a gray box through Unreal Engine, and then even like your gray box can be like a trash can or like any object as the base, and then you can just use this Daydream real time AI modification to bring the agent styling, right? I think that's like a really cool um, way of bringing agents to life. And then you could have them like
Yeah.
chat with you on, this fully audio, like we can build it through Eliza. Are you building this? So what's your process with the Eliza framework? Or
Bundling this all together, making into a coherent pipeline, and then just creating the ELIZA plugin, and during the creation of the ELIZA plugin, see if there are potential synergies with other plugins as well. So
Cool.
yeah, just like make it really modular and for people to being able to do a lot of fun stuff, and most importantly, which is the heart of uh, the the problem is like the misuse to have a streamer that can produce more money than the inference that it costs to make this agent coherent, basically.
Definitely. Cool. Yeah, I'm excited to test it out with the VTuber.fun site. I pretty much have the first version up and running. So just need to enable payments, and then once we get the VTuber live, then we can mess around with that. But that could be just like a first demo app for people to check out. And then yeah, we'll kind of go from there. Also, with the VTuber, like we need to do research on inference costs, long-term costs, like all these types of like feature costs, so that when we go to advertise or create tutorials for platforms or developers to use our agent, they have a realistic expectation of what it costs, and so that way we're not left with, yeah, this VTuber is amazing. It only costs $10 a minute to run, right? Like it's there needs to be some sort of economic education in there to help with that. So I'll be working on that
When
once
is
we.
that available?
Yeah, I'll be able to work on that and build out a spreadsheet of cost associated with it once we have once we get your pipeline ready, Define, and we can start testing it out. So that'll be exciting.
Perfect.
Cool. Okay, we have like one more topic. We'll wrap it up shortly here, but a new member, Brahmaspin, you just had a question on Comfy UI stream. I don't know if there's any Comfy UI experts in here, but do you want to quickly explain your topic?
I guess that's okay. I can go through, ask the questions in the Discord channel. Don't want to take all this time and then figure that out. It's not a big deal, I think. I can go through all the channels to get it addressed.
Yeah, that's good point actually. I think for technical support, just hopping into the I think it's the builders category there. Like the lounge is often a good place, I think, to ask technical questions and get support, especially from the Livepeer Inc. team, which I think they're
Yeah.
doing a lot of the support for Comfy UI. So yeah, hop into chat and we'd be happy to help you out as a community.
Yeah, thank you. I really appreciate that. But by the way, this weekly event, is that an automatic thing, or we get notification, or how does that happen?
Yeah, it's every, well, it's supposed to be every 3 p.m. Eastern time. So it's on Monday. So if you just go to the event, um,
Okay.
the event in the Discord, I'll even share it in here. And if you just click on interested, it'll ping you every time we start. So
I
um,
see. I see. Okay.
yeah,
Thank you. I appreciate that.
yeah. Although I will say, Discord is really annoying. If I change the time to 3 p.m., it's gonna kick everyone from being interested on the event. So it starts from zero again. I don't know why they don't account for time changes in Discord. Like it happens twice a year. They really messed that one up. So anyway, I have to change it an hour back. I have to move it an hour back, and in doing so, everyone's gonna get kicked from the interested list. So please click like interested again if you want the notification it's starting every week. So just keep an eye on that. Anyway, any last comments or questions before we sign off? Cool. Well, we'll end it there. Thank you everyone for coming to today's Water Cooler Chat, where we talk about all things Livepeer. Thank you, Casey, for coming on doing a Q&A session around Soulbound. Go to soulbound.tv, check it out, create a live stream, give some feedback. And as always, thank you for being here, making Livepeer the open and decentralized video infrastructure for the world. We will see you all next week. Cheers.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye, guys.